Welcome to Psych Strength Conditioning. This week I'll be discussing knee wraps and why you might put them in your training regimen. So of course, it's mainly for your big heavy squats and deadlifts that you want to use your knee wraps, flexion and extension at the knee joint. Now there are many different muscles and tendons that actually connect through the knee. And this is a stable joint. The whole purpose of this joint is to be stable. Actually only allows two movements, and that's your extension and your flexion at the knee. And what you're doing is trying to add stability to that joint through compression. And what you should bear in mind is this is not for novice lifters. This is for advanced lifters to add overload and progression to their workout so they can train at a high level. These shouldn't be used for finding a new max. These will increase your 1 rep squat because they hold elastic potential energy. When you compress around, these bands are elastic. You stretch them, you gain energy or potential energy for them to then contract, just like your muscles do in your body. As you stretch them, they can contract at further range of motion. So you're adding compression and stabilizing this joint, but you're actually adding some extension force when you are on the in the flexion stage of the movement. So if it's a squat, there's that descent, you get flexion at the knee joint. That's going to store in this elastic band to come up from that squat slightly easier with the knee extension. I'm going to demonstrate how I apply these bands, and there's a lot of talk about which you go inside to outside, lateral to medial. It doesn't matter too much in my book, but be consistent. That way it feels the same and the way you're used to it. The first thing when we are wrapping our knees is starting non-weight bearing. So you don't want any weight on that leg, that way it's not inflamed or contracted and slightly enlarged. So non-weight bearing, start distal to the joint, that way we are only adding compression to the joint, and if any blood flow is restricted, it's restricted in the joint and adding more compression. I'm hurting two wraps at the bottom to anchor this, and then I'm going to just rotate halfway up and just repeat halfway again until I get to the top. I make an anchor, and then I'm coming back diagonally across the knee joint. So up and then slightly back. We're going to pull out and create a nice place to anchor as this last loop comes round, and we're pulling through and anchoring in front. We've got that anchor there. The knee joint is now wrapped. Same thing, opposite side, starting with the knee wrap all rolled up, leg non-weight bearing. We're going to wrap around, two nice tight anchors, wraps below, then we're wrapping across the knee, coming up to the midline each time, anchor at the top, and then we're coming back down across. We want to pull out here to allow an anchor, in through the top, and there's my anchor here. Knees are wrapped and ready to squat. I hope you found this video helpful. Please share and like it, follow my channel, and again, if you have anything that you want to request, explain why something works or how can you imply it into your training regimen, leave me an email, comment on my website, and it'll be my goal to get that information to you. Have a good night.